Okay, one last tip to show you. I think in the age of AI and LLMs, this one's a super important one. If your company's either using Tableau AI or you're using something like Claude to query, I want to show you to get accuracy way up and chattiness, so tokenization usage way down. Is there's this really cool, also underused feature here, which is table descriptions, right? So I'm going to come into this table description and say, this is our sales fact table when people ask about book sales, um, uh, use this table. I don't know about you, but I hate when people just cut and paste this, so I'm going to do it live. When people use this table, uh, each row represents one book sale. So I'm just helping out. Claude could probably figure this out on its own, but I'm helping to figure it out, especially amongst all the other data sources that we have, right? And then another one, though, is let's just take, and we can keep going with this, but let's say in info, you'll notice in our info table, we have a field called genre, but some people might call that category, right? When people ask about category, they mean genre in this data set. Please use genre for category. We could say if there's a bunch of other synonyms, you could put them in. You could say other things about the table. These LLMs are really smart. You're effectively training it on the fly by doing this. So, and then up here, we could rename this, call this book sales. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish this data source. I'm already signed in to server. I'm going to publish this data source as book sales. I'm going to publish it in something called Tableau tips. There might already be one there. That's okay. I'm going to overwrite the one that's already there. So I'm going to overwrite this, and then we're just going to wait a second for this to run. Now, behind the scenes, what I've already had set up is this is Tableau Cloud, so it's on 2026.2, which means that it has the new Tableau MCP for Tableau Cloud in it, so you don't have to download the GitHub one or have Claude do it for you. So I already configured that, right? So now I'm in Claude. What I can say is using Tableau, which I may or may not have to use. If I don't say that, it might ask me for flat files, right? Using Tableau, can you let me know the volume of book sales we have by month and category? Remember, category is not a field in our data set. Claude might be able to figure that out because it knows its own synonyms, but it's better to be explicit about this than let it figure it out. So let's see what it comes back with here, right? So again, this is going to my Tableau Cloud site, the one where we just published it. Let's see what it found. Another thing I did is I turned off a lot of the API in the MCP when I configure this so that it doesn't look through all the workbooks and stuff. It's set up to only look through data sources now. There's no workbooks anyway, so it'd be safe, but I just like to keep down the token usage. So what's going to come back is you'll notice these, I guess, we could go back to Tableau and show this. It's not the best chart type necessarily, but you'll see here that it even does things. So it says, I pulled from your book sales data source, knew the right one to use on a site with a lot of different data sources on it, right? Sci-fi dominates, there's some cool things in here, right? It says, fact table and genre as category. I'm going to just prove something. I asked category, why did you use genre? And just to show that our little table description thing worked, right? We could do the same on the other table. The data source told me to. When I pulled the metadata for book sales data source, the info had a description. When that's category, that really means genre. Boom. So much better than letting it guess for you and maybe getting it wrong, dropping down hallucinations and getting much likelier to get to the right answer if people are going to want to use these tools anyway. So those are my Tableau tips. Thanks for paying attention.